Welcome to the channel's very first EDH deck tech. I will not be making many of these because I prefer that when I build decks that I actually use the paper format. I don't really get on EDH Rec that much. I do put my decks up on Moxfield, but as many of you know, when building a deck, it can get quite expensive. So I don't see myself having maybe more than 10 actual decks, power level from, I don't know, 3 to 5, maybe a 2. But this one in particular, she is the second EDH deck that I ever built. My very first was Prosh. I got that pre-con back in the day. Loved that deck so much. And it won a lot. But, you know, variety is the spice of life. And then I had friends recommend that I love, you know, since I love angels and demons and dragons so much, that I should give Kaalia a chance. Now, I've only been playing Magic since about 2011, maybe 11, 12. What was it? Innistrad block. So I think that was 2011. Lots of F&Ms under the belt, and, you know, for those who don't know, F&M is Friday Night Magic. Very, you know, mid-success. Did a lot of drafting. Just recently, within the last year, got back into deck construction, and, you know, I think that building decks is more fun to me than actually playing the deck. But I'm showing off this one because she's had some pretty decent success over the last month, and she's done as far as construction goes. There's a couple more cards that I got to put in there to replace, like foils. I got the oil slick basic lands coming, and then and then little by little I'll be foiling out cards here and there. Now I do have a couple of proxies in this deck because I do own the cards, but between having numerous decks, I don't want to have to swap out one card from one deck and then stick it into another deck. And plus, they're expensive cards too, and I see how some of you guys shuffle. You shuffle like savages, and I'm not going to risk destroying my dual land because you've got fucking sausage fingers. So, with that said, we're going to kick off the commander, show you what we're working with. Well, we're going to do it a little bit different, but you'll see. We have Kaalia of the Vast. Whenever Kaalia of the Vast attacks an opponent, you may put an angel, demon, or dragon creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking that opponent. She is one colorless, a white, a black, and a red for a 2/2 flyer. And I do have 2 versions of her just because I freaking love that art. But she gets hated off the field a lot. Sometimes you won't even be able to play her. So this deck won't ensure that she gets on the field and stays on the field, but you'll know that she was there. So with that said, let's get into the creatures. Starting off with the Giver of Runes. She is 1 white. She's a 1/2. She is a core cleric. Tap. Another target creature you control gains protection from colorless and from the color of your choice until the end of the turn. This we stick on Kaalia. This is how we give her some of her protection. This is only to the end of the turn. But if it's a turn that we get to keep Kaalia, it's good enough. Same thing with the Mother of Runes. 1 white, a 1/1. Creature, human cleric. Tap. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until the end of the turn. Stoneforge Mystic. Why is she in there? Well, she can tutor artifacts and the equipment specifically. But she is a colorless and a white. She is a 1/2 creature, core artificer. When Stoneforge Mystic enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an equipment card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle. For a colorless and a white, you tap her. You may put an equipment card from your hand onto the battlefield. What are we tutoring? Well, we're going after the lightning greaves. We're going after swiftwood boots. We're going after the whisper silk cloak. Things that are going to give Kaalia advantage on the board. So sometimes she can even swing and not be blocked, or she can't be targeted. That's why we have her in here. Grand Abolisher. Now this is a Staxy deck, because like I said, Kaalia gets hated off the battlefield so much that you have to make it harder for your opponents to get rid of her. Otherwise, you're just playing a free game of Magic and you're just there as chaff. You don't want to be chaff, you want to win. So, Grand Abolisher, 2 white, creature, human cleric. He's a 2/2. During your turn, your opponents can cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments, which is great. Kaalia, the Zenith Seeker. She is a red, a white, and a black. She's a legendary creature, human cleric, 3/3. Flying, vigilance. What does vigilance mean? Usually when you attack with a creature, you have to tap. Well, this bad bitch, she doesn't do that. When she enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an angel card, a demon camp card, and or a dragon card from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This card with Strionic Resonator or Ishin of the Two Heavens is just awesome, because say you pull 6 cards, you'll do 12. And you'll be able to pull 2 of each. If you have both abilities going off, plus hers, you'll be able to do 18 cards and then 3 of each. And the, what is it, Windscarred Crag, I think it is, the enchantment that's in here. It is a Windcrag Siege. That's what it is, Windcrag Siege. You can just keep having this pop off. And this goes for anything that has a triggered ability. So it's not just going to be Kaalia, it's going to be so many other creatures that are in this deck that are going to benefit from those abilities. So, yes, again, speaking of Ishin, we have Ishin, 2 Heavens is 1. He is a red, a white, and a black legendary creature. Human Samurai. If a creature attack and cause a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Again, that goes to Kaalia, the Zenith Seeker, and that's also going to work for, of course, our commander, Kaalia the Vast. That means we're going to be able to put 2 angels, demons, or dragons down. So, again, we need abilities like this in this, because we need to dump out as much stuff as possible. We want to try to avoid hard casting stuff. I mean, you're going to end up having to do that, and we've got the mana rocks and the mana to make that happen. But we want to be able to use our commander for what she's meant for. So, Ishin, very great card. Linvala, the Keeper of Silence. She is a 2 colorless, 2 white. She is a legendary creature. She's an angel. So it's thematic. There's going to be angels, demons, and dragons in this deck. She is a 3/4 flyer. Activated abilities of creatures your opponents control cannot be activated. And you know what that means. We're going to try to handcuff our opponents as much as possible, because their goal is to get us off the table. So we're not going to make it easy for them. Draina in Linvala. I don't see this card getting enough play in some of these Kaalia decks that I see on YouTube, but she works the same way as the last card does, except for a little bit of extra juice. She is 1 colorless, 2 white, and a black legendary creature, Vampire Angel, flying and vigilance, 3/4. Activated abilities of creatures your opponents control cannot be activated, but here's where Draina comes in. Draina Linvala has all activated abilities of all creatures your opponents control. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to activate those abilities. This card is gross. Lisa, Forgotten Archangel, 2 colorless, a white, a black legendary creature, angel, flying, lifelink, 4/5. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, return that card to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. My stuff. If a creature an opponent control would die, exile it instead. Kiss your creatures in your graveyard and goodbye. Blinding Angel, another card that I don't see in many Kaalia decks, which I find to be strange, but, you know, whatever. 3 colorless, 2 white, Blinding Angel, creature, angel. Kind of basic, but not basic. She's from core set 9, flying. This creature can't be blocked except by creatures with flying. She's a 2/4. When Blinding Angel deals combat damage to a player, that player skips his or her next combat phase. Also very gross. Remember, it's a very Staxy deck. This is a form of Stax. We're trying to handcuff our opponents. Aurelia, the War Leader. Man, this woman right here, she's just beefy, and I love her because of what she does, and we're going to tell you what she does. She is 2 colors, 2 red, 2 white, legendary creature, angel, 3/4 flyer, vigilance, haste. Whenever Aurelia, the War Leader, attacks for the first time each turn, untap all creatures you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. That means I'm going to hit you again. Or if I don't hit you, I can go after another opponent. And if I got that Blinding Angel in there, oh man. So I got one opponent who's not going to be attacking next turn, and I got another opponent who's not attacking next turn. This is a staple. Angel of Despair, you see her in plenty of decks. You should know what she does by now, but if you don't, here you go. 3 colors, 2 white, 2 black, creature, angel, flying. When an Angel of Despair enters the battlefield, destroy target permanent. Why would I put a 7-drop in here that's only going to get that ability off once? Well, I've got an enchantment in here that's going to make her do that numerous times if I can get it off. We will get to that. Trust me, it's coming. Gisela, Blade of the Gold Knight. Man, I love this card too. She has 4 colors, a red and 2 white. She is a flying first striker, 5/5. If a source would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, that source deals double damage to that player or permanent instead. If the source would deal damage to me or a permanent I control, prevent half that damage, rounded up. I mean, another staple, dude. She's like $1, okay? Like you cannot pass up on this card. Sarah's Emissary. Oh boy, a lot of hate for this card too. But so like same thing with, you know, they got Iona Shield of Ameria's banned, but then you got this bitch right here, and I'll tell you what, man, she's great. She is 4 colors, 3 white, creature, angel, 7/7 flyer. As Sarah's Emissary enters the battlefield, I choose a color. You and creatures of that, me and creatures that I control have protection from that chosen card type. Well, creatures, guess what you're not doing? You ain't attacking me. Absent, Angel of Hope. You guys know what she does. She is 5 colors, 3 white, legendary creature. She's an 8/8 flying, vigilance, indestructible. Other permanents you control have indestructible. I mean, what can I say that hasn't already been said? Scourge of the Skyclaves. Man, you want to talk about a nasty combination? This is the one that really kicks it off. Plus, he's got a kicker cost for it. He is 1 colorless and 1 black. He's a demon. His power and toughness isn't there because, well, we got to work on that kicker cost. When you cast this spell, if it was kicked, each player loses half their life, rounded up. Scourge of the Skyclave's power and toughness are each equal to 20 minus the highest life total among players. I'm going to put this card on the side so I can show you what this combination is. So we're going to go there. Rakdos, Lord of Riots, probably, in my opinion, the best demon in the whole entire game. He's 2 black, 2 red, legendary creature, demon, 6/6 flyer. I cannot cast the spell unless an opponent has lost life this turn. Flying, trample. Creature spells I cast cost 1 less to cast for each life your opponents have lost this turn. And guess what? That works with the kicker cost too, because the kicker cost is part of the casting cost. So, I mean, another staple for any Kaalia deck. If you're not able to get Kaalia out, or if she's getting hated off the table, protect this guy at all costs. He can be your number 2. Bloodletter of Aklazotz. He is a creature, vampire, demon, 1 colorless, 3 black. He is a 2/4 flyer. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much life instead. Now, Here's one of those combos I was talking about with the kicker. When you cast a spell, if it was kicked, each player loses half their life. Round it up. If an opponent would lose a life during your turn, they lose twice that much life instead. Damage causes loss of life. We're going to put that there as another one of our combo pieces. Master of Cruelties. Come on, you guys know what this guy does. He is just, he's a brutal little bastard. Master of Cruelties is 3 colorless, a black and a red creature, demon, 1/4. First strike and death touch. Such a crazy card. Master of Cruelties can only attack alone. Well, we got workarounds with that with Kaalia. Master of Cruelties attacks a player, and when Master of Cruelties attacks a player and it isn't blocked, that player's life total becomes 1. Master of Cruelties assigns no combat damage this turn. But here's the tricker. Here's the tricky part. You got Kaalia. She comes in. She swings. Brings in Master of Cruelties. He's skipping the attack phase. He's just in the middle of attacking. So that life total becomes one thing, or where he can only attack by himself, that's null and void because we skipped the attack phase. Opponent goes down to 1. Kaalia finishes off with the 2/2. That's game. They could have 1,000,000 health. It doesn't matter. They now have 0. Archfiend of Depravity. A very Staxy demon. He's 3 colors, 2 black. Creature demon, flying. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, that player chooses up to 2 creatures he or she controls and then sacrifices the rest. This is a token hate deck. You don't want to get your ass kicked by a bunch of 1/1 vampires or soldiers or even fucking squirrels. So he is auto include. Bloodgift Demon. We need card draw. We're going to be burning through cards. And this is going to be one of those cards that are going to guarantee us fucking card draw. So, Bloodgift Demon is 3 colorless, 2 black creature, demon, 5/4 flyer. At the beginning of your upkeep, target player draws a card, loses 1 life. I'm that player. I'm losing a life. I'm drawing a card. Bloodthirster. This card is, he's fun. He's interesting. I'll explain. He's 5 colorless and 1 red. He's creature, demon, flyer. Comes out of the Warhammer set. 6/6 flying trample. Whenever Bloodthirster deals combat damage to a player, untap it. After this combat phase, there is an additional combat phase. However, Bloodthirster cannot attack a player that has already attacked this turn, and that is fine because we're going after you. We're going after you. And we're going after you. And we're just going to be putting damage down. This card is great. Rakdos, Patron of Chaos. Another card I just learned about a few months ago. And for what he does, I'm like, wow, he's so good. He is a legendary creature. He is 4 colors, a black and a red, 6/6 flying trample. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent may sacrifice 2 non-land token permanents. If they don't, I draw 2 cards. Again, we need card draw. Card draw. Runescarred Demon. This guy is great too because he's going to be one of our tutors. We have some tutoring in this deck, but he's going to be one of our blinkable tutors. We're going to be able to blink him in and out so we can keep looking for cards. You don't want to overdo it with the tutoring because, you've already got a target on your back. So he's one of those cards, you see him hit the battlefield, you kind of know what he's going to do. He is 5 colorless and 2 black creature demon. When this creature enters, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Again, I've got an enchantment here that's going to be blinking him out after he attacks, comes back in, I get to tutor another card. Auto include. Lord of the Void. I love this card. It was also one of the, I think it was the first mythic rare I ever pulled out of, Gatecrash. He's 4 colors, 3 black creature, demon, 7/7 flyer. When the Lord of the Void deals combat damage to a player, exile top 7 cards of that player's library. Then put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield under your control. This guy is gross. Archfiend of Despair. It's another one of those combo pieces. Brutal card. He is 6 colorless, 2 black creature, demon, 6/6 flyer. Your opponents cannot gain life. That's great. At the beginning of each end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life that player lost this turn. We're going back into that combo that we were talking about here. Like these guys, whew, gross. Villas, Broker of Blood, another auto include, in my opinion. He's 5 colorless, 3 black, legendary creature demon. Pay 2 life, target creature gets -1/-1 to the end of the turn. When you lose life, draw that many cards. So, I paid 1 black, paid 2 life, lost 2 life, I'm drawing 2 cards. And this is stackable. I can do it more than once. Valgavoth, the Terror Eater. This card, he's busted, but he's fun, so whatever. 6 colorless, 3 black, legendary creature, Elder Demon, 9/9, flying lifelink ward. So whenever you target this creature for anything, whether it be removal or you're going to hit him with a spell, you're going to sacrifice 3 non-land permanents while you do that. Guess what you're not going to do? That. If a card you didn't control would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Like Lisa, that Archangel that we had. During your turn, you may play cards exiled with Valgavoth. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than pay its mana cost. So, oh, so good. Now we're into our dragons. Twin Flame Dragon. I think we got like 5 dragons in here. He is 3 colors, 2 red. Creature, dragon, 3/5 flyer. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent that an opponent controls, it deals double that damage instead. You know, like that's like Gisela, Blade of the Gold Knight, right there. Skitherix, I don't ever see him in a Kaalia deck. I mean, he's a dragon. I think people just don't like Infect, and I like to win, so. 3 colorless, 2 black, legendary creature, dragon, skeleton, flying, infect. Ugh. This creature deals damage to a creature in the form of -1/-1 counters, and to players in the form of poison counters. If you get 10 of those poison counters, you stick your head between your legs, you kiss your ass goodbye. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 health or 1,000,000 health or 10 health. You're dead if you have 10 of those poison counters on it. Skitherix, the Blight Dragon, gains haste until the end of the turn. Hey, you wanted to kill him? Well, okay, cool. 2 black mana, regenerate him. He's back in the field, 4/4. This card is probably one of the most expensive cards I ever bought in my life, but he's totally worth it. Ancient Copper Dragon, 4 colors, 2 red, creature, Elder Dragon, flyer, 6/5. Whenever Ancient Copper Dragon deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. You create a number of treasure tokens equal to the result. Treasure tokens. We're just going to be pumping out mana. Hellkite Tyrant. Why is this card in here? Well, he's a Hellkite. I love Hellkites. And for his ability, he is at 4 colors, 2 red, 6/5. Flying Trample. Whenever Hellkite Tyrant deals combat damage to a player, gain control of all the artifacts that player controls. At the beginning of my upkeep, if I control 20 or more artifacts, I win the game. Ancient Copper Dragon. 20 artifacts, which are treasure tokens. Instant win con. That's not bad. Last creature is going to be the Balefire Dragon. He is 5 colorless, 2 red, creature, dragon, 6/6 flyer. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, it deals that much damage to each creature that player controls. Oh boy. And if you have him with, like, say, if you have Gisela or the Twin Flame Dragon out in the field, man, you're just wiping boards with this guy. We're going to go into our artifacts next, and I'm not going to read the artifacts off. I mean, you guys know what this shit does, and if it does, if you don't, you can always, pause the video. But we have a Chrome Mox, which, it's a mana rock. We got another mana rock. Yes, those are real, by the way. We have another. This is what we're going to be tutoring for with our Artificer. Swiftfoot Boots, another card to be, tutor for with the Artificer, or even with our Enlightened Tutor, because we do have one of those in there. We got another mana rock. Another mana rock. More mana rocks. We need the mana rocks, because like I said, man, you're going to be hard casting creatures, because people are going to see Kaalia and they're going to be like, nah, I'm not dealing with her bullshit. So we're going to have to pull out creatures the old-fashioned way. And you can win without even putting Kaalia out in the battlefield, if you can believe that. It's happened. Strionic Resonator. This is one of those cards that are going to go great with Kaalia. Again, she attacks. You bring out a creature on the stack. You pump this 2, tap it, bring out another creature, as long as it's an angel, demon, or a dragon. Chromatic Lantern, I must include in any multicolored deck. And then Crawl Space, another Staxy card. Can't attack me with no more than 2 creatures. Whisper Still Cloak, this is another thing that we're going to be tutoring with our Artificer and our Enlightened Tutor. And then Quicksilver Amulet, like I said, we're gonna have to play Magic the old-fashioned way, where we're gonna have to get creatures out without Kaalia. Well, you can do that with this too. It doesn't count as casting the creature, but at least you're getting the creature out. And for this, I mean, 4 mana to drop it, 4 mana to pull out a creature somewhere down the road. I mean, it's a great card, awesome card. Go to our instance. We got some interaction here. Path to Exile, you guys know what that does. Come on. Sword to Plowshares, yeah, that is a proxy, but I'm not going to buy a Sword to Plowshares 10 times. It doesn't make sense to me. And it's a beautiful proxy, too. Enlightened Tutor, like I said, we are going to be, we're tutoring artifacts. We might tutor an enchantment. I don't know. Haven't done it yet, but Vampiric Tutor, you guys know what it does. Burrow's Charm, we need to give some of our stuff indestructible, or we need to give our stuff a double strike, or 1 creature double strike. Another auto include, I think. Fracture, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or a planeswalker. Anguished Unmaking, I actually have a foil version of this coming in the mail today. I cannot wait. Deflecting Swat, God, this card is so good, so good. And there's a reason why it's as expensive as it is, because of what it does. And what I just did was fuck up. So, I highly recommend adding this into your deck. It's a little pricey though, but for what it does, I mean, it can win you games. It can win you games. We got there Skyclave. And then we got Bedevil. Destroy target. I think I actually already had that. Our sorceries. We're only running 2 sorceries. And it's only the 2 sorceries that you need, because you got Armageddon, you got Wrath of God. You know what they both do? They wipe the board. They reset it. You guys keep targeting me, and I'm sick of your shit, so let's restart the game. Love these cards. Big fans of them. Most people love to play them, but don't love to get hit with them. And I can understand that, but, you know, whatever. Stop coming after me. We are down to our enchantments. We have Reconnaissance. This was that card that I was telling you about, where we're blinking creatures that attack. So 0, remove a target attacking creature I control from combat and untap it. If I activate this ability during the end of combat, this creature will untap after it deals combat damage. We're doing this in the middle of combat. We need to be able to blink in certain creatures. Darksteel Mutation. We're going to slap this on somebody's commander, because, you know, we don't want their shenanigans. Ghostly Prison, another Staxy card. You're going to attack me, it's going to cost you 2 mana, 2 colorless mana. Have fun. Nevermore. Yeah, this is another one. Oh, you guys want to keep going after my commander? Well, I'm naming your commander, and that bitch ain't getting played. Windcrag Siege, that was one that I had mentioned before. We are going to be picking Jeskai. I mean, we're going to be picking Mardu every single time, because if a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. That goes with Ishin, that goes with Strionic Resonator. That's going to work great with our Kaalia, both of our Kaalias. Like, this card is an auto include. Phyrexian Arena, we're drawing cards. At the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card and lose 2 life. We need to continue to have card draw. We don't care so much about the maximum hand size, because we have so many low drops in here that we're going to be able to maintain a healthy hand size, whether it be 4 cards or a full hand of 7. But we don't need to have something that it increases our maximum hand size. Unnecessary. Ivory Mask. You can't be the target of spells or abilities. That's my turn, your turn, his turn, her turn. It doesn't matter. Leave me alone. Land, we're going to go through it really quick because we're at the 30-minute mark on this video, and I didn't think it was going to take that long, but apparently I talk too fucking much, so whatever. We got Command Tower, Caverner's Souls, Reflecting Pool, City of Brass, Mana Confluence, Exotic Orchid, Nomad Outpost. I'm not a big fan of tap lands, but, you know, you can't run a whole bunch of basics because, you know, what happens, you end up with, like, a whole bunch of freaking plains, and you need mountains, so you gotta have a combination, you gotta have a mixture. Savai Triume, love this card. Don't really cycle much, but that's not why we have it. Yes, that's the proxy, and those are the proxies I was telling you about. I am not using my actual cards to play Commander anymore. And if I did, I would still use proxies because I'm not swapping out a card from one deck to put it into another to prove to you that I have the card. You don't like it? Tough shit. Scrubland. Badlands. They're beautiful freaking proxies too. Sacred Foundry. We have the Shocks. Godless Shrine. We also have the Fetches. Marsh Flats. Bloodstained Mire. Arid Mesa, Isolated Chapel, Dragon Skull Summit. These are all the tap lands unless you control a basic land type. Clifftop Retreat. We got some Pain lands too. Battlefield Forge, Sulphurous Springs, Caves of Koilos, Minas Tirith. Oh god, you don't see this in any Kaalia decks, but I'll tell you why it's in there. Minas Tirith enters the battlefield tapped unless you control legendary creature. Well, we have a lot of those. We tap, we add a white. For a white and a colorless, we tap it, draw a card, activate only if you attack with 2 or more creatures this turn. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing it often, whether Kaalia is out on the board or not. Rogue's Passage, we're making our creature unblockable. Hopefully that's Kaalia. Maze of Ith. There's another card that you don't see in a Kaalia deck, and I've been questioned about it so many times, but then when they see it go into play, and they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Target attacking creature becomes untapped. This creature neither deals nor receives damage as a result of combat. You're going to hit me with your Eldrazi? No, you're not. Ancient Tomb, you know what it does. And then we've got 3 basic plains, 3 basic swamps, and 3 basic mountains. So that's my deck tech for Kaalia. I hope that was concise enough. This is my first deck tech, so go easy on me. If you guys want, like and share. I can always use criticism. I'm pretty good when it comes to criticism. There's a difference between being a critic and a dickhead, though, so try not to be a dickhead. We don't like dickheads, but constructive criticism is always welcome. With that said, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will catch you on the next one.